Hi everyone, it's your favourite Atomic Blonde here with a little bit of Sunday lunch. How you all doing? Cool on this yet another sunny Sunday. Who'd have thought it here in the UK? It's like 2 weekends running. Woo! It's very hot. Well, I'd say very hot. It was about 20 degrees yesterday, so caught a little bit of sun. I actually don't look translucent for a change, so. But I think the weather will due to go rubbish next week, as per, that's our 2 weeks of sun for the year now here in the UK. Anywho's, so great to be back with another bit of Sunday lunch. Nothing massively prepared, I know, just for a change, just me kind of rambling on. Yeah, so a couple of things to talk about, I guess. First up, I think it dropped yesterday or maybe Friday on Amazon Prime. The Bondsman, starring Kevin Bacon. The 8 episodes, only about half an hour long, so it's all eight episodes have dropped. Easy for me to say. So very easy to get through. Like I said, only about half an hour. And the premise is here: Kevin Bacon is a bondsman. So obviously, gets people who break their bail or whatever, and takes them back to jail. He is separated from his wife, and his ex-wife and son are now with a new guy, Lucky, who's got some dodgy dealings. He's not completely a nice guy, but he seems to be trying to do right by the ex-wife and the son, and he's like trying to turn over a new leaf, much to Kevin Bacon's dislike. And he sort of basically wants to win his wife back, and she's like a country and western singer, and his son's getting into that as well. So it opens up pretty full on, sort of straight in, and it starts with some men basically trying to kill Kevin Bacon's character, and he is actually murdered. However, he then comes back to life, so he's not quite sure what's happened. He's like, did I die or didn't I die, or what went on? And it turns out that and all this is explained very upfront, so it's not massive spoilers, that it's basically Lucky had hired some men to try and, to kill Kevin Bacon's character, because he just wants them out of his ex-wife's life, so they can kind of get on with it. They want to go to Nashville. She's trying out for recording contracts and things like that. So it puts a spanner in the works, and basically after having his throat slit, he's alive and well. What transpires is that he actually went to hell, and we find out later on in the show why he went to hell, so I won't spoil that for you. But then he becomes basically a bondsman for the devil. So demons keep escaping into our world, and it's now his job to hunt them down and kill them, basically. And by killing them, it sends them back to hell. And it's explained that the demons now, when they take over someone, they basically kill the human host first and then take over the body, which then prevents an exorcism. So these people, as soon as they're possessed, they're already dead. So he then has to sort of sign this contract. He gets like a fax machine, and he's faxed this information from the devil, and he ends up, and his mom used to be a bonds person as well. She ends up kind of getting roped into this, and he can actually see the demons in their actual form. So he's then in a position where he's tracking down these demons, but then there seems to be something much bigger going on, something sort of apocalyptic going on. And everybody in this is like quite a questionable character anyway, pretty much. And it's him sort of navigating this new world. I mean, obviously, if he refuses to kill the demons or do this role, he will go straight to hell. He'll be killed and go straight to hell. So he's sort of trying to, basically, he's kind of doing this begrudgingly and trying to figure out a loophole how he can get out of this. So overall, it's quite enjoyable. Given they're only half-hour shows, it could have actually been a little bit tighter, I think. But the characterization is all very, very well done. The world building's done very quickly. like I say, you get to grips very quickly, like what kind of person Kevin Bacon's character is, the dynamic with his ex-wife and son, this guy Lucky, his mom. And he's kind of a little bit at the beginning, a bit of a deadbeat dad, which is always like a bit ugh. But you know, this kind of improves like through the show. But Kevin Bacon's brilliant in it, as he always is. There's some humor in there. The effects are okay. You know, I think it's because it's a TV show. It's, you know, probably bit CW level, I guess. But there's not a massive amount of CG in it. But yeah, it's all right. And it finished on quite a big cliffhanger as well. So I'd definitely be interested in this season 2. It's just a bit of a filler. It's not like the best bit of TV I've ever seen. It didn't blow me away. This isn't the new Supernatural. But if you like Supernatural, I think you'll like this. It is probably more gory. It's probably a bit more adult. I mean, there's a scene where he's like being tortured and he's just basically having his hand busted up with a hammer. And obviously the kid, and he puts and I think it's in the trailer, you see him put a chainsaw through a demon's head. So it is quite gory, not for kids. But it's quite enjoyable. And actually, the fact it was for about half an hour kind of suited it. So if you're sort of like Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon, wanting something to watch, it's fine. You know, absolutely fine. Sit down. Like I say, I am actually looking forward to see what happens next. He's creating one hell of a situation for himself. But go check it out. It's actually quite enjoyable. Sort of like I say, half an hour. You're through it in a few hours. Say Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon, perfect. So go check that out on Amazon Prime. The Bondsman. I think it's number 2 in the UK at the moment on shows. So yeah, as always, let me know what you think. Have you watched that? Do you like Kevin Bacon? Not your thing? Let me know. Yeah, so I fall into this trap, and I'm sure a lot of people do, that various obviously things are coming out and you pre-order it and you kind of forget about it. And I just had a flurry of things coming through the week. It's like my bank account sort of went tick, 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 tick as I pre-ordered all these things, and they all started arriving in the last sort of week or so. So yes, I've had the Substance arrive 4K. Loved this when it came out. Just so refreshing, something original. I think all 3 of these things actually are all originals. So, and all 3 plug are reviews on this channel. So if you want to know more about the films themselves, go check them out. But this is absolutely brilliant. Demi Moore, she won the Golden Globe for it. She should have got the Oscar. Aging star talked into taking this substance and this kind of down her back is that basically a younger version of her hatches out of her, and the only rules are like it's each person has 1 week on, 1 week off. The younger version doesn't quite want to agree to that. And this is all about the kind of what's the consequences of her not sticking to that. And it really, you know, holding a mirror up to Hollywood and the standards that it has for women, and how women, once they sort of hit, you know, probably 50 now, it probably used to be about 40, but once they hit about 50, you know, they're over the hill, you know, where you still got Robert De Niro and Pacino and Arnie and Schwarzenegger, all making films into their 70s, 80s. Women, not so much, but we are starting to see a shift in that. We are starting to see a slight change, but it's like, you know, the standards women are held to versus men, and really very much in the beauty industry or the Hollywood industry, you know, I think highly higher. It has absolutely bonkers, apeshit, crazy ending. If you like Cronenberg, you'll like this. It is gory. It is body horror. It's not for everybody, but a fantastic story. Really, really well done. So go check out the full review if you want to know more. If I've still got the stickers on. Oh, well, never mind. The next one up against, this is the Steelbook 4K. I'm just making a right hash of this. All right. there we go, of and I love this again, full review on the channel, The Heretic with Hugh Grant. Absolutely brilliant film. Really enjoyed this as well. It's not going where you think it's going, and his performance in it is just amazing. As I said a number of times on this channel when reviewing things he's been in recently, he's having an absolute renaissance, Hugh Grant. He's like the sort of second wave of his career, playing such different roles than we saw him in his early career. Absolutely loved him in The Gentleman, Operation Fortune. Just absolutely hilarious. He's obviously back playing Daniel Cleaver in Bridget Jones, which I haven't seen yet. Yeah, so go see the full review, but quick synopsis. Two main characters are the two young girls. They're Mormons. They go to this house because he's requested information about the religion. Now it's very strict, the Mormons code, I guess, rules saying that the girls cannot go in the house or be alone with a man. There has to be another woman there. And he's like, oh yeah, my wife's in the kitchen, she's just baking, she's making some blueberry pie. And they're like, oh, that's fine. So they come in and they start having conversation about sort of religions, and he gets this big Bible or thing out, and he starts genuinely asking them about their faith and what they believe and all this kind of thing. And they keep sort of going, is your wife going to join us? Is your wife going to join us? And then at one point is when they come in, there's basically like a tray, and it's I think some iced tea or lemonade or something like that, and a candle. And then we basically see that the candle is blueberry pie. So no one is making a pie. There is no other woman in this house. And the story goes from there. So again, go check out my full review. Really enjoyed this, mainly for Hugh Grant's performance. But again, something different, something original. Great little psychological horror film thriller. Not gory. This one, okay, there we go. Yeah, again, the brilliant Nosferatu against Steelbook. Full review, as I said, on the channel. I think most people, obviously, Nosferatu is basically Dracula, but was made. The names were changed and the locations were changed. So rather than being set in London, it's set in Germany. And the characters have different names, but this is obviously a remake of the, was it 1930s? Might have been even earlier than that, I'm not sure. Original, which it is on YouTube, or it was on YouTube, so you can go watch the original. And you can see it is like kind of beat for beat, it's very similar. Apart from this is probably much more stylized. The cinematography is absolutely beautiful in this. I really go on about this in the review. There's just one shot that get that. I'd have that as a picture on my wall. It's absolutely stunning. The acting is great. Nicholas Hoult, I mean, gosh, he is on a roll right now. This obviously is coming up in the Superman. And he's had a couple of other films out as well. So he is absolutely having the year of his life. I mean, this actually came out in 2025 here. We got it sort of New Year's Day, I think, where it came out just in 2024 in the States. So this is technically a 2025 for us. But I really enjoyed this film. Robert Eggers is in these films I can't get through. I've not finished The Lighthouse. I was just like, what am I watching? And I found The Witch quite hard to get through, but a good film. This, I actually really enjoyed the pacing. I think it's because it's just such a beautiful film and you do get sucked into it. Again, the casting's all very good. Aaron Taylor-Johnson, not his best role, I have to say. And boy, is that character effed up by the end. That's all I can say. So yeah, definitely worth a purchase. Love that I've managed to get the Steelbook. Oh, just look at that. Amazing. Again, go check out the full review. And then a couple of oldies but goodies that were on sale. The Exorcist Part 3, absolutely banging. This is the canonical sequel to The Exorcist, written by the same author, and this was really his interpretation of where the story should have gone. I mean, it's been widely documented. There was quite a lot of friction on the set between William Peter Blatty and Franken on The Exorcist, and this film as well went through its trials and tribulations, studio interference, shocker, shocker, shocker. So there's actually two versions on here. So you've got the theatrical version, which has a really kind of lame ending and has the original actor from the first film that played the priest in it. My mind's gone blank now. His name, Father Karras, who was a guy who had his head twisted back to front, falling down the stairs at the end of the first one. So when you saw the trailers for that, you're like, how on earth is he alive? Now, the director version doesn't have him in it. And you see another actor who is possessing Karras's body, but you see a lot more of this actor rather than the original actor, and it does have a different ending. It's a far superior version. It's a much better version rather than the nonsensical ending that you've got in the theatrical version, because it's called The Exorcist. There had to be an exorcism in there, which made no sense. It was all a bit rubbish. The director's version, I really got this for the director's version, is far superior. It's called Legion Director's Cut. I think that's only Blu-ray, unfortunately. The theatrical version does have Blu-ray and 4K. But great performances. George C. Scott is so good in this film. And it's got one of the most talked about, reviewed jump scare scenes that involve these bad boys ever. So if you've not seen The Exorcist 3, get this. Try and get the director's cut if you can. Love to know your thoughts on that one. Where do you stand, theatrical, directors? And then one that is a bit of fun, takes me back to my teenage years, and again was quite, shocking when it actually came out. Heathers, love this film. Christian Slater, Winona Ryder. You've got the three Heathers, including the poor late Shan Doherty. There's like the popular girls in school. They're the it clique. They're all called Heather. And then you've got Veronica, who's their friend. So there's three Heathers and a Veronica. Veronica accidentally kills one of the Heathers. Well, she starts seeing JD. So JD is Slater's character. He joins her school. He's like a bad boy, kind of a bit out of control. He has this really weird relationship with his dad. And she starts dating him. He obviously is a bit of a bad influence. And she says how much she hates her friends, and they're so vapid and, shallow, and they'll all stab each other in the back, typical teenage angst. She doesn't really say anything that most people haven't said as a teenager, right? But it goes too far. Heather accidentally gets killed, and then this sort of killing spree starts, and it's basically then like, how does Veronica get herself out of this? How does she stop this out of control JD, and how does it all play out? It's very kind of, I'd say, of its time in terms of the style of the films that were out back then, but I loved it when it came out. Unfortunately, they made it a bloody musical now. Why? But anyway, it's great fun. It is a 15, but it's kind of like, if you like any sort of John Hughes, it's a bit maybe like a darker John Hughes film is the best way to describe it. But love this. It absolutely takes me back to my teenage years. and I loved this when it came out. So opportunity to get a bit of 4K, I'm there. So yeah, that's the haul that's arrived in this last week or so. It's like, oh my god, have I got another delivery? When did I order that? Oh, and I haven't brought it upstairs actually, but I also got the Inception special edition for 4K as well. So yeah, that's quite a lot of change that's come out of the bank account in the last couple of weeks. But yeah, I love Inception. Oh, again, that film blew me away. It's not often where I sort of say I was on the edge of my seat in a cinema, and I was. And the end of that film, you could have heard a pin drop in the cinema I was in. We were all sitting there watching it. It ends, and there was like, you heard the whole cinema go, the sharp intake of breath. I've never experienced anything like it at the cinema before. Everybody was like so engaged in this film, and the ending was just chef's kiss. Love it. It's a brilliant, absolutely brilliant film. Yeah, one of my favorites. And I've been like, oh, I need to get that on 4K. I need to get that. And then the special edition has come out, the anniversary edition. Yeah, so also that, but I left that one downstairs. So never mind. Anywho, so talking about films that I have seen and reviewed, going on to, I guess, Cinemacon and what we've been hearing coming out of that. I dropped a little bit earlier my reaction to Tron Ares, which looks amazing. I've been kind of keeping one eye on this. As I said in my reaction, this was like in production hell for a long time, trying to get a script off the ground, keep changing directors. Really didn't know where it was going to go, even if it was going to get made at one point. After the performance of Tron Legacy didn't do as well as they hoped. It's a bit Marmite. I mean, some people, I personally don't mind the film. It's not, I don't think it was a patch on Tron. I think the story itself was good. The execution wasn't great. And the de-aging of Jeff Bridges, I think, took a lot of people out of it. But hey, it was the start of the technology. I'm sure they can go in and fix it now if they wanted to. But I'm really excited because we knew really nothing about the story, but now we know they're coming off the grid. They're waging war with us. I am really excited for this. A bit more information about the Fantastic Four. Just kind of, I think, reiterating what we've all said is that Pedro Pascal is really, really badly cast, and the Silver Surfer being a woman is kind of shat all over it. I think it's going to have to be, an absolutely outstanding film and story to make up for those things. It's such a shame because everybody's saying like the other casting's really, really good, and he's like, yes, the weak link in the chain. Plus, it's just oversaturation and everything you bloody put on, he's in. It's like he's the only Latino actor in Hollywood or something. I don't know. So I don't think we've heard anything that reassures us on that, or whether we should still be skeptical about how good that film is going to be. Especially after the nonsense we had with Doomsday reveal with all those bloody chairs. It's like you're really, really not selling it to us, Disney. Not at all. Other things that came out that I'm kind of looking forward to, obviously, Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning. I did go see Dead Reckoning. There is a review on the channel. I know, who'd have thought it? So I'm looking forward to seeing how they wrap that all up. It's going to be the last Mission Impossible, supposedly, with Tom Cruise. They may well continue the franchise with somebody else, but that's probably not a great idea. I mean, it's been like sort of dwindling returns with Tom Cruise in it. So, but it'd be great to see how they round this out. Does Ethan Hawke make it out alive? Who knows? We'll find out. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see how they wrap all of that up. Obviously, further information on Superman when we had I think it said the final trailer has dropped. but we finally get some dialogue. We actually sort of hear what's going on. We get a little bit more of a glimpse into what the story is. And I guess it is a little bit a la Man of Steel. In it seems to be that kind of Superman's a good guy, but what if having him here brings more aliens and dangerous aliens and metahumans, and what if all this kind of spins out of control? How do we control people like this? So it seems to have a bit of a similar thread there to sort of the Snyder films, but hopefully there's obviously a different take on it, or where that takes the story. Obviously we've had mixed things coming out of the test screening. Some people are like, Marvel is toast, and other people have gone, oh dear. So obviously they've got the chance for a few reshoots based on all the feedback that they've got. But, you know, again, I don't think I've seen anything that reassures me. I was really excited when you go back and look at my Access trailer. I was really excited for this coming out. Looked okay. Then we've, you know, one week we hear something good, next week we hear something bad. I'm completely on the fence about this now. I am still so excited to see it. I still do absolutely want to go see it. I haven't heard anything that's made me go, oh, tapping, I'm out at all. So I'm still really, really excited to go see that. We had the absolute sort of cringe of the intro from the Thunderbolts. I don't know what was going on there. Like, they were drunk, not drunk, who knows? But again, what's coming out is that it's a fun film. And obviously we know that they are going to be in Doomsday. So still planning on seeing that. It's really interesting, actually. I had a thing for you from my local cinemas, A View Cinema. And I had an email come through, or notification, with a thing basically saying, if you register interest that you want to go see this film, get a reminder when the tickets go on sale, and you buy a ticket, you get like a free gift or something. And every Marvel film that you do that for, you get a greater or bigger gift. So that would suggest to me that the cinemas aren't confident that people are going to go see these films. They're not confident that you're going to see Thunderbolts. They are not confident that we're going to go see Fantastic Four. They are trying to do something to encourage people to go. It didn't say what the free gift was. I have no idea. I mean, I've signed up anyway because I was obviously going to go see these for this channel. But I'll let you know what my free gift is. Because over here we don't get awesome popcorn buckets or anything like that. You know, you're lucky if you get, so we get a cup at best. As you've seen my my June and my Deadpool and Wolverine cups on here. So I thought that was quite interesting, quite telling that they are obviously very nervous that people have completely tapped out for Marvel. Nothing 3 for Superman yet, so we'll wait and see on that one. But that was quite surprising and telling, I have to say. So okay. And then a bit of mixed response to the Naked Gun trailer. I have to say, it's made me want to go see it. I thought, because I think there's like, oh, why is there all this blood in it? There's no blood in it. That's not the human Naked Gun. And I was like, well, it's completely obvious, right, that they're leaning into Liam Neeson's kind of hard man persona, right? They're absolutely leaning into that, like, Taken character, and some of the other ones he's done where he's always like the guy out for revenge or whatnot. And I think that's a great idea, leaning into that, like sending up, same as how Jason Statham sends up himself and the characters he plays in Spy. I can't stand McCarthy, but I love that film purely for Jason Statham. He is so funny in it, and he absolutely missed his vocation as being a comedy actor going into action. He should definitely do more. So I think, because I think the thing is, if he tried to play Frank like Leslie Nielsen, they'll all be criticizing him, saying, oh, he's just a parody, he's not as good as the original, he's just kind of copying what came before. Everybody would be complaining about that, right? the fact that he's actually doing his own thing, they're leaning into his hard man persona, and doing it as a sequel rather than a reboot, I think is great. And then what we've seen with everybody kind of talking to the pictures of their dad and then the OJ bit. I mean, that in itself is like, hey, look, we're not afraid to kind of poke fun here. And the people that have seen the extended trailer at Cinemacon saying that it's really got that old 80s 90s spoof double entendre, Austin Powers type humor that absolutely reflects the original. So I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt. We've seen Liam Neeson in a couple of comedy things, like when he done a skit with Ricky Gervais, and he's just so dry. And again in Ted, so we know he's got the comedy chops, but again doesn't really get the chance to use them because he's always playing like really serious characters. So I'm actually up for Naked Gun. It is like yet another remake, but again they're actually doing it as a sequel. They do something different, and we really need this kind of humor back in the cinemas. Films being made. Obviously we've heard that they're resurrecting the Scary Movie franchise with the Wayans brothers, which is great. And we've got obviously the creators of South Park and Kendrick Lamar making a film over at Paramount, and Paramount just literally saying, we can't tell you anything, but you know what you're going to get. So if it's a patch on South Park, Team America, I am so down for that film. Whatever it is, I am down for it. We need this humor coming back. We need to be able to point and poke fun and laugh at ourselves and not take everything so seriously. Don't be offended by everything. Just laugh, there's the best therapy is laughter. And in the worst times, if you can laugh, you're halfway to healing, right? And I think it's a very British thing. We do kind of laugh in when things are really bleak, we do laugh. And I think that's why, we it's a very sarcastic, very dark and sense of humor sometimes that I think does get lost. Certainly on American audiences, they're quite shocked at the things that we find funny. But I just think as a nation, that I think it was born and comes out of the Blitz, that's if you don't laugh, you'll cry kind of mentality. So I think getting back to that kind of, the world is, we live in clown world, right? The world is so bonkers right now. The best thing we can do is point and laugh at some of it, right? And we just need to stop taking ourselves so seriously. A bit of fun and humor is absolutely needed. And I think it's great to see that we're getting some different genres coming back into the theaters, certainly with comedy, some thrillers, I was watching R&B Observations yesterday, his latest Observations, where he's talking to a guy who was also at Cinemacon, but he's a film booker for theaters. And he was talking through what they'd seen, what was coming up, and they were speaking very highly, very, very highly of the new Masters of the Universe film, saying that apparently the script's very good from like an insider, and the characters look like the characters, which is amazing. Like sort of Beastman and all the characters that just weren't in the Masters of the Universe film, the Dolph Lundgren one we got back in the day, they are in there. So, but there's some really good murmurings coming out about that. I imagine that probably won't be out till 2026. But it's good. It's good to hear some positivity coming out. Some good original films coming out, especially from Amazon at MGM, which is amazing. Quality or what we get is going to be the biggest concern given, I mean, we know who's just taken over the James Bond franchise. I mean, Lord help us. But then they've also got rid of Jennifer Salk, or Salke. I don't think anybody knows how to pronounce her name. So mixed messages there, guys. I mean, I don't even think it's so much they want to clean house and get rid of Woke. She's just lost them so much money and their reputation in the toilet after Rings of Power and Wheel of Time, and everything that's doing well on Amazon is the things that she's had nothing to do with, like Reacher and Terminal List and things like that, right? So if only Lucasfilm were listening, huh? But that was also the big thing that wasn't mentioned was Star Wars. No, nothing from the Mandalorian and Grogu, worst title ever. No mentions of any films coming from Star Wars, even though we've had about 9,000 announced, all with Rey in them. Absolutely no mention whatsoever. So that's interesting, I guess, with the rumor mill swirling that KK's in, she's out, she's in, she's out, and now no conversations about any Star Wars films at all. So that's not good. But to be fair, maybe they're waiting to see what happens with Andor season 2, if anybody watches it, and that will drive what they do or don't put out. But I think at D23 they did show, or D24, whatever it was, D24 maybe, they did show some footage from the Mandalorian Grogu. So I mean, I guess the question mark there will be, will it actually make it into theaters, or will it end up just being dumped on Disney Plus? Who knows? But really, really sad to see one of my favorite franchises just absolutely obliterated. Absolutely obliterated. Hey ho. So what have you heard from Cinemacon that you're looking forward to, if anything? Do we finally feel there's some green shoots coming out? Is there some positivity coming out? I think the big thing, other than Disney, shocker, was all the studios trying to sort of say, hey, we're listening. Hey, we're here to save the film industry. We're listening to the theaters. We're listening to the customers. Everybody was trying to say, look, we love film as much as you do. Everybody other than Disney, of course. So yeah, love to know your thoughts on that. I think it'd be really, really sad if we lose movie theaters. I personally love going to the cinema. It's one of my favorite things to do. And it's just like, and not everybody's comfortable going on their own. I actually really enjoy it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like going with friends as well. But it's like a Sunday afternoon or a bit of a loose end, especially in the winter. And if there's something on that I can go see, just go a couple of hours, maybe grab some food while I'm out. Best way to spend an afternoon. I absolutely love it. These days, because I'm getting old, I tend to go to the morning showings, 10 o'clock one. So bit of breakfast or film, bit of brunch, and then head home. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely things coming out that I'm excited to see for the first time in a long time. And yeah, if the focus and the types of films we're going to get are shifting, that's all positive too. So yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts. Is there some films coming out that I haven't mentioned that you're excited for, that you'd like me to review when they do come out? Let me know in the chat as always. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe. It makes a massive difference if you like the videos or share a comment. All of that stuff, great stuff, helps the good old algorithm and gets the channel out there. It's really, really hard to get these small channels noticed. So any interactions, any help you can give is always greatly appreciated. Yeah, so that was it. That was kind of my ramblings, sharing my purchases. So go check out the Bondsman. Let me know what you think about that. What do you think about what came out of Cinemacon? Anything you're excited for? I know a lot of people are going to be excited for Lilo and Stitch. Obviously, I was way too old when Lilo and Stitch came out. That's probably not something, well, you know, I'm just genuinely not that sort of fan, but I know there's going to be a lot of very excited people out there, and it's probably going to make over $1 billion. So that's kind of the win I guess Disney need right now. If they get Lilo and Stitch to make some money, they can get Tron Ares to make some money. That might just put that dent in the Snow White losses of $300 million. Ouch. Oh, but as I always say, you know, reap what you sow, that's karma for you. Anywho, so that's it for now. I'm waffling on. So let me know what you think on all of these things. Have a great week, and I'll be back soon. You take care now. Bye-bye.